Hey y'all, I'm going to show you how I go from this to this. All right, stick around. All right, y'all, we are here. So really when you're doing this, you have to trust the process because look at this. But look, this is the length of my hair. So it looks like it's really, really short, but it is long enough to actually curl it. So I'm just showing you the before, things that need to be tightened up. I still have some length here in the back. You can't really see it, but my hair is dark brown. It's really red with gray throughout. So I'm just combing it right now, seeing what all I need to cut. So these are the clippers or trimmers that I'm using. I'll put the link in the description. I've had these for a few years now. All right. They don't charge very long. Maybe it's just mine, but they do charge quickly. In like maybe 20 minutes, it'll go to 100% charge. So right now, I like my side short, so I'm just cutting that part and I'm going to fade it in. All right, so I'm just making a very clean line on the side, and that's where I kind of want it to start. Y'all can't see it, but I'm doing the same thing on the other side. And those two sides are really going to be exactly the same. You'll see it in a minute. The other side of my head, I have hair missing, and they really started from childbirth. You see I have little bald spots over there. Childbirth, 3 births, it just didn't grow back. Also, when I went to barbers, some of them kind of cut into my head and it didn't grow back. And right now I'm going to clean up that line. I like to keep that over there. And I was trying to show you all, but for the sake of the video, I didn't want to mess my hair up. So I'm using the mirror. But all I got to do is just go back into that line to define my cut. You see it? And the reason why I keep combing it is because I do have wavy hair. So soon as you cut it, it kind of goes back up. Now I'm just putting a guard. This one is the 1/16. It's the smallest one I have for these clippers. And as you can see, I'm going up kind of like in a little flip motion. And that's getting rid of some of that little extra. And then I'm now going with the grain to try to blend it in. And it's not going to completely get rid of that line, but I'll show you what I'm going to do after that. So before I went against the grain, kind of flipping my hair up. Then I went with the grain. All right, now I'm just taking the comb, the very small tooth portion of it, to get rid of that very dark line that's in my head, to make it look more faded. And you'll be able to see it as it's going along. Like I said, you can still see it here. I'm just going through, and it's a little harder. My hair is very straight right now because I did put a relaxer in a few weeks ago. Like I said, you can do this non-relaxed or natural, but for my hair, it's very thick, very wavy. So yes, I do still use relaxers, and I put those in myself. So like I said, I took out some of that bulk by using the comb and then just putting the clippers on top. You can use scissors if you want, because now I'm about to take off the excess on my sides. But before that, now I have another set of clippers, and I have a 1 millimeter guard on it. Now I'm going with the grain, and I'm doing this where that first line was made. Can you see it at the bottom? And now I'm going against the grain, and I'm pulling my skin so I can get all the little hairs. So you see I'm kind of flipping it up. I'm doing it on that first line I made in the beginning to take away that line that I made initially. You see it? Now it's gone. And again, you just have to trust the process. It's hard to see some of it until you actually style it and wash your hair. And then again, I'm constantly combing. Now I got to do the other side. But I'm constantly combing and brushing so I'm not cutting excess hair or not enough hair. Taking my time because, I'd rather keep going over than hit it once and rush and the hair is gone. A lot of people ask, how do you do your own hair in the back? Just get another mirror and just pay attention. And now, even as I'm cutting y'all, you see how the haircut is coming together? Like it's already looking neater in the back just from lining it up. And this is why I have to do my hair several times a week. And what I mean by that is with the clippers, because I want it to stay fresh looking. Some people get their hair cut every 2 weeks. I don't see how, but my hair also grows very fast. And thank God I can do it myself. I just maintain it twice a week by just lining it up. Because I don't want the little stubbles growing in my hair. I want it to look fresh all the time. So if you don't have time to go to the salon or the barbershop or don't have the money, I would recommend investing in your own so you can maintain that little extra stubble look. You see that? Y'all see how it's already looking neater? We didn't even styled it yet. Just getting rid of that excess hair will do so much for the look. Then I'm just combing it now to see if there's anything else that needs to be cut. And of course, after I wash my hair, I can always take the line again if I miss anything. Yep, just take your time. Yep, so much cleaner. Get all that if you have it. So now that I'm done, I have a cotton ball. I like to use peroxide. I'm going to show you which kind. That one, 3%. I use this peroxide in the spray bottle, but to clean where I cut my hair. All right. And if you nicked yourself, it'll help heal that. And if you have discoloration on your skin, like I do, I'm a little lighter. Before, you can't really see it right now, but in other videos, you may have been able to see it. I had braids years ago, and it tore my head up. Ooh, it's burning. But it tore my head up because I should have listened to myself and used my own hair. But I went to a braiding shop. They braided my hair. I broke out horribly. My scalp was burning, bleeding, scabs, everything. And for years, my skin was just broke out, probably from the alkaline from the hair. Never again. So that's one of the reasons I cut my hair, y'all. And I've been here ever since. But it took that long for my skin to heal. So peroxide, and then I'll use cocoa butter. All right, I'm just showing y'all I'm about to cut my hair. Make sure you have hair cutting scissors. So I'm just taking this. All right, as tight as I can. And then that's how you hold them, y'all. And then I just cut it. And it's just, again, you don't have to do this every time. But again, my hair has grown, so I'm just maintaining my size. And you hear a lot of people say, man, the haircut looks good. Or I don't want to get a haircut, my head's too big or whatever. It's really all in the cut. If you can cut your hair a certain way, I believe you can wear any style. But there's people that will argue it's not for everyone. And you may be right. But here I am just touching up, cutting off the excess that has grown. And I'm just going to go around my head, around this area, and do this. But yeah, back to the haircut and the breaking out, y'all. Use peroxide. And I learned that from one of my, I used to go to a barber. And he was like, just use peroxide. And then use natural cocoa butter. and put that on your skin. And so I have been doing that, and the color is coming back, and I haven't broken out since. So thank God, because that was horrible. So yes, no more bumps, no more breaking out. And again, make sure it's the natural kind, y'all. But again, I'm just going around my head and cutting to maintain my sides. All right, now I'm just, get that hair off. I'm lining up the front. So even though you don't really see any hair, you'd be surprised. I start down at the bottom and I just take it around. Again, take your time so you're not pushing your hairline back or cutting off any excess hair. And again, as you can see, just that little bit, it looks cleaner just from taking off that little bit of hair. Sometimes that's all you need. And I'm not too much worried about the front, because again, once I put the hot iron on it or mold it, it doesn't really, you see how clean that looks already? Look, that's how the dudes be doing after they come out the barbershop. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue on the other side. Again, start at the bottom, even though it don't look like you have any hair. And just keep going. Clean it up. It will make the difference once you wash and about to style. And again, even if you miss something when you're done, you can always go back. Yep, just a little lineup will change your look, y'all. You see my clippers are blinking. That means they're about to die, but they still cutting. And y'all, they do have 2 speeds. I'm on the faster speed. If you hit the button again, it slows it down. If you hit it again, it turns off. So it has 2 different speeds. And maybe that contributes to how quickly the battery dies as well. I'm not sure. I haven't tested that theory. So y'all see what I'm talking about? I have hair missing over there. But look, we're going to take care of that. And I'm going to show y'all how I do it at the end. I used to have a hairdresser that told me, and I'm just getting a little extra hair, y'all, pulling my skin to get it. She told me to use vitamin E oil and rub it in the bald spots and get the hair to grow. I tried it. Now, I will admit I wasn't consistent, so it probably could have worked, but it just wasn't for me. And I actually ingest vitamin E, so, and I'm not really worried about it too much, but vitamin E. And now I'm just cleaning up behind my ears, y'all. I'm just doing the little curves so it looks neat. Even though I can't see it when I'm walking around, other people can. So I'm doing the same thing on this side as well. Yep, you want to clean up everything. So y'all see that? And then you just keep going down if you want that straight line. All right, now y'all, I'm just brushing off my clippers, my guards, because I do have to use these again. I got to cut the 3. I do cut all the boys' hair, so I'm getting it ready for them. And that helps too, y'all. If you could hear it, you hear how when you spread, it speeds up. So it's actually cleaning and it's helping it run a little better. And I just keep them running a little bit so it can get all in there. And I do take these apart and clean them as well, y'all. It does make a difference and put them back together. But yes, I use them to cut the boys' hair as well. And that cuts down on all the bacteria. All right, y'all, I done washed my hair. I use this Jamaican castor oil, and I have this little conditioner, but I like to use Pantene Repair as well. And look, now, make sure you wash your brushes and combs. We don't want to be doing your hair with dirty brushes and combs. So just wash your brushes. So when you're doing your hair, you're not putting that stuff back on. We want clean hair. And y'all, even though I don't have much, I did wash my hair 3 times. and I let the conditioner set for a few minutes. All right, I just got all this hair out of my brush, and now I'm about to rinse my comb. So remember earlier I was talking about my skin? I had peroxide on it, washed it. Now I'm using cocoa butter. And I'm going to rub it in my hand, get it warm. Because I don't put the little glob. I rub it together, and you just rub it into your hair, or your skin rather. And that's it for that. And now it's starting this little healing process. So as you can see, I still have a little bit of dark spot, but it is healing. All right, y'all. I use this foam. I get this from my old hairdresser. And I use Nairobi when I'm in a pinch, because you can pretty much find that anywhere. But it does tend to flake to me. But it is very good foam. And I also use Pixie-ish, y'all. Miss Lucas, Brandy Lucas, you can find her on Instagram, and she has a website, Pixie-ish. Her foam is awesome. All right, and the reason I'm mentioning these foams is I'm pointing here, y'all, because this is where I'm going to start separating, kind of parting my hair to go forward and backward. I'll come back to the foam in a minute. How you mold your hair now, all that matters. So I'm parting it here because when I go to whether I press it out or not, it matters because you want that certain shape to your hair. So even if I don't press it out, that's why I want that little shape to form in that area. But back to the foam. These foams have a sticking power, y'all. And what I mean by that is, even if you don't relax your hair, they keep your hair down. And they don't feel watery. They have a stick-to-itness, I'm going to call it that, where you can use it and it keeps your hair laid down. Again, it's not mousse, it's foam. You see that? So it's keeping my hair down. And I put enough on it so I can do what I need to do. So that's why I recommend those three foams. And now I'm about to mold it. And I would say take your time. It may look like I'm going kind of fast because I'm used to doing it. It don't take any time. I smooth my hair out. Make sure there's no lumps and bumps. Again, my hair is wavy, so I got to make sure I don't have any of those areas sticking up or that I didn't comb through. Because once it dries, y'all, that lump or bump that you left in there is going to be there when it dries. And it's going to be harder to get it out, even with a curling iron. So get everywhere. See, I'm starting at the top, combing down. Smooth everything out. Again, take your time. Now, if I wear my hair all the way to the front, which I'll show you pictures of, you see that? I comb it all the way to the front like this. All right? But I'm just going to add some things in here. And what I mean by that is, if you don't press your hair out and you want some natural waves, you can do stuff like this. Some people do finger waves. I'm not doing that because I know I'm going to press mine out. Or you could just part it and have it sit in the way you want it to be when you press your hair out. And it doesn't take long. Again, take your time in this portion and do it right and smooth everything out. And my hair, again, is starting to wave up back there. But I'm going to use my brush here in a minute to actually smooth it out even more. And this is how I keep the hair on the side, y'all, to lay down. Because it's very short. Y'all saw me cutting it. I'm not going to get a curling iron through it. So this part is important. The molding. And I'm going to wrap it with the little wrapping sheet. And this keeps my sides down and flat. Again, I'm just making sure it's the way I want it. Again, you don't really want to rush this part. And if you want it all to the back, you can do that as well. Sometimes I do that if I know I'm wearing a hat or if I'm not going anywhere. I'll put it all to the back, wrap it up, And that's it until I have to go somewhere. And here again, make sure you go all the way around your hair. You see my hair waving up. Again, I'll fix that in a minute. And some people can't do this, so they just may need help in doing it. And now here I come with the brush. You see how it flattened everything down? It's kind of like my little finisher. It gets the waves out and whatever bumps and lumps that I may have missed. And y'all, let me know, is this helping y'all? I'm sure it's helping somebody. And the reason why I made this video, it took me a while to do it because I actually get asked a lot when I'm out in public, when I'm in church, anywhere, you know, where do you get your hair done? Or do you do hair? And I'm like, no, I don't have time for that. And I used to go to someone, but we picked up the business. I'm homeschooling. I'm busier, so I really don't have the time to go. And then when, you know, COVID happened, everything closed down. I kind of learned how to do it myself. All right, y'all, here are the wraps that I use. I like the white ones better. It really don't matter, but I just like these better. But you can find these at the hair supply store, or you can go on Amazon. They cost more on Amazon, but this is all I do. I wrap it. And again, this keeps the shape as well. It keeps my hair from flying. It keeps it down and sets it in place. Now, usually, y'all, I do this at night. And then I wrap my hair up with this. You see this one? I wrap it up to keep it in place. And then I go to sleep. When I wake up, my hair is dry. It is completely dry. And then I tie it off on the side, y'all, because I don't want that little dent in the back of my head. You ever see people, especially men, with that line from the do-rag? I don't like that. So my little thing goes over on the side by my ear. And just make sure it's not too tight. And I forgot, y'all. This is the Skinny Serum by Paul Mitchell. All right, y'all. I'm sitting under the dryer. Again, normally I do not sit under the dryer. But I had to go somewhere in a few hours. So that's why I'm doing it. But I let mine air dry, and it makes my skin, not my skin, it makes my hair softer when I let it air dry. All right, and that's less heat on my hair. But yeah, y'all, the Skinny Serum is to help it not be frizzy, and that you put that on while it's wet. And you only need one little dollop, smaller than a dime size, to put on your hair, and it keeps it from frizzing up. I'm telling y'all, it works, and you can keep that bottle for years. That's how long it lasts. Now, when you're sitting under the dryer, after 10 minutes is when you're going to take off that little wrap that you had, because everything should be set in place by now. So yes, after 10 minutes, take that off and allow your hair to finish drying. And because I do have a relaxer in, y'all, and it's so short, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to dry. All right, now I'm done. Now, the reason I kept this around my neck so it could dry under the dryer, because I'm going to use it again when I'm done pressing my hair out. So 2 for 1. And this is all I use on my hair, y'all. Tea tree oil. A few little drops, that's it for my whole head. I don't use anything else. I just rub it throughout. And then I'll comb it or brush it through. But since I just washed my brushes, I'm going to use another one I have. But yes, you just rub it through, y'all. I do this before I comb it. Yep, I use a wire. I know I ain't got much, but I use that to kind of break up anything. You see that? And again, you could go out like this. You don't even have to press it out. But I am. And again, with the brush being wet, you may only have one. This is why I do it at night. I wake up in the morning and I can use it because my brush is also dry. You see that, y'all? See the waves? And you really don't have to even put heat on it if you want to wear it like this. So how you shape it when you mold it is important. And I could just brush it all together. So that little part don't even matter. And you see how it puffs out on the side a little bit? You could press that down and wrap it to, push your hair together so it's not puffing out on the sides. So there's possibilities. Now remember how it looked at first? It didn't look like this, y'all. So it's a little cleaned up. Again, my brush is wet. So I'm going to use a different one just to brush down the sides and see what's going on. You see how my hair is laying down? It has a lot to do with the little wrap I use. And then also when you're working out, you can do the same thing, y'all. You can take that white wrap I had and wrap your edges. So if you sweat, your hair ain't popping up. And make sure it dries before you take it off. All right, y'all. I'm using this. See how little it is? I think it's the 3/8 or 1/8. I can't remember, y'all. Anyways, it's the smallest flat iron in the store. You see that? Make sure you comb your hair first. You comb it and then you press it so you're not pressing your hair and it's all wrinkly and now that's set in your head. And it don't take long, y'all. That is it. And I'm going to do this throughout my hair. And here, remember that little part? I'm taking a thin piece and instead of going the direction I molded it, I'm going to flip it the opposite way. That's going to give me that little curve that was in the middle of my head. So I don't have a little dent. And again, once I comb it, you'll see what it looks like. But again, instead of curling it down where it was molded, I'm curling it the opposite direction to give that circle effect in my head. And again, I'm going to do this all around my head. And just keep pressing it. And I don't need to keep going over it if I do it right the first time. And y'all, also when you're washing your hair, it helps when your hair is clean. That makes a huge difference as well when you're molding it and pressing it out. If your hair is dirty, it's going to be harder to have defined curls or have them last. All right, now I can curl my hair in the opposite direction. Since I've done that first little flip. Like I said, you just got to trust the process and just experiment. You might have to, it might not turn out right the first time, and you'll be surprised how much you can do yourself. And I'm just going to keep curling, y'all. And again, all my hair is going forward, but how I do my flip method, I'm going to show you. But my hair is growing out, so I'll be able to do more of my little flip. I'm going to just let y'all watch. More is not more for me to say. And again, just make sure you're combing from the root all the way to the end. Now I'm showing y'all how it looks when my hair is longer. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just flipping it. So yeah. All right, back to it. Now I done combed it through. And again, you can play with it. Comb it up, comb it back. And I'm using this wide tooth because I want that feathered look. I don't want it all tight looking, if that makes sense. So you just got to play with it. You may have to move it around with your hands. You may have to curl another piece. And remember that little middle part I was talking about? And this is, I'm mashing it because it's coming out on the sides, like it's puffing out. And again, you can mash it down with your hands, or you could take like that rag, that wrap I had, wrap it around your hair to lay it down a little bit until you get where you're going, or while you're getting ready. Just shape it up, puff it up however you need to, and just play around with it. And same thing with the back. You may have to like brush it to the opposite direction to get those little waves or whatever style you want. Making sure that middle part is as round as I want it. Like I said, that little crease that's in it, you can actually get rid of that by like combing it over like that. So now that's gone. All right, y'all. Remember that little bald spot? I am taking some eyeliner. You see how quickly that filled in? I am taking eyeliner and filling that part in. And now I'm going to do the same thing down here. I only need a little bit. Just feather it in. See how that side looks? Now I need to get this side to look that way. So just feather it in like you coloring some paper. See that? And I take the brush and I just blend it. Bam! Like nothing ever happened. Bald wear. So that's it, y'all. So now my little bald, look at me. So yeah, that's how you cover those little pieces up. And obviously make sure you have the right color that matches. And that's it. And then over time, y'all, your hair is going to lay even more throughout the week. Because, the oil sets in. So here I am back with my wrap that I dried while I was under the dryer. You see that? How everything fits in. And then I just wrap it to keep it down. I start at the bottom because I don't want all my curls gone. And again, you don't have to have it tight. Just enough to push that little hair that may have puffed up from pressing it out down. And again, I want to tie it to the side, not the back of my head. Because I don't want that line back there. What is going on here? Okay. You know how like you recording some that stuff ain't. I don't know why it was so hard to get this tied. But yep. And that's how I sleep, y'all, too, sometimes. Remember that? Y'all used to sleep on your hands to keep your hairstyle. The stuff we go through. But yeah, so now I am done doing whatever I was doing. So now you can take it off. And then it should have been mashed down a little bit. Whatever your goal was. Make sure you brush everything down. And that is it. See the back is nice and clean. Make sure you brush that too. And the same thing I did with the side, y'all, you can do with the back. Because I like my back faded too. Like I said, just take your time. But you're going to do the same exact thing. Take that guard. Break it on down. Go up, width against the grain. To get that bottom fade look in the back. All right, y'all. That is it.